Longest win streak since August of 2020. All remember that was the pandemic. We were out, toilet paper, everything was kind of flying around, and transports really took off. What situation are we seeing right now that would lead to that same kind of a streak?
So it's not the demand side. The demand side hasn't kicked in yet. When we came out of COVID, it was stuff. We all wanted stuff, more things. Right now, we're not seeing things move. We're actually seeing capacity start to come out. So we're finally seeing some of the bankruptcies kick in. The government's jumping in with rules on English language proficiency, foreign-born CDLs. So they're cracking down on a lot of drivers that don't have licenses, and you're starting to remove capacity. And then it's leading to the hope trade. The hope trade is, will this start to kick in that supply-demand imbalance and really start to drive up the pricing? And so we've seen spot pricing take a big jump, and we're seeing if that continues.
All right, I want to hit on this because we talked about this on the show a bit. The administration's effort to crack down on what they call non-domiciled truck drivers or CDL drivers. And not only the fact that that takes some people off the road, but it makes some other people concerned that they could be, targeted for enforcement or maybe have their trucks taken or something else. So how much of an impact could this have longer term? Is this already priced in, the idea that they're cracking down? One report, they cracked down on 3,000 CDL schools that the, at least administration feels isn't truly teaching people, more of like a licensed mill, somebody told me. They feel like they're licensed mills as opposed to actual schools providing the training. Is this all priced in, or could we see rates go even higher?
No, this is something that I think we're just starting to see the potential benefit of that if it follows through. So you're having the self-selectivity of drivers that say, I'm too scared, I don't want to get in the truck because I may go somewhere where the regulation is tougher. So that's starting to pull out some drivers. And then you mentioned the 3,000 schools. There are 4,000 more that the government has said we may look at those. So the trainers. And so you're looking at something that could start to put pressure on the supply. If it does, you're talking the ATA, the American Trucking Association, talked about 200,000 drivers being in that pool that you're talking about. Well, that's, almost 5% of drivers. You don't need a 5% driver elimination to really cause pricing. 1-2% will really throw that balance into where spot pricing really moves up.
So you're very focused on the supply side. What about the demand side? Goldman out actually with a note yesterday saying they see real income increasing for middle and upper middle income consumers by about 2.5%. We also recently saw an upgrade for Dollar General. They raised their full year price target. That's stuff. That's all stuff being moved around.
It is, but Dollar General also talked about the higher income user coming down to their stores. And so that means you're losing at other places. We're more concerned, and you talked about the kind of the outlook of what's driving it, but that's also pricing has gone up. So we need the number of goods in transportation to go up. That we're still not seeing. As you know, we do a biweekly truck shipper survey, and it's down at 50.0. You're talking about a very low historical level in terms of demand. If you take a look at that, we're in still this 3.5-year freight, 3.75 year freight recession. So we really need that demand side to pick up. We haven't seen a sign of that yet.
All right, with the trends that you're seeing, you got to give us your top picks. Give us at least two that people can focus on. I would imagine one would be on the trucking side, and what's another area you see benefiting?
So for this kind of theme that you're talking about capacity coming out, supply coming out, we did upgrade Knight Swift, KNX. We talked about dipping our toe in, because if that continues, then we could get more bullish. But this is something we started with. Within the kind of the overall universe, also look at the railroads. CSX put in a new management. We've got Union Pacific going through a merger. So look at the railroads. They're consistently taking some share from the trucks right now. So we like some of those.
On lower cost, they're taking share?
Lower cost. Well, they're definitely, in terms of CSX, UP, and CP, Canadian Pacific, they are absolutely lowering their cost. And but they're actually taking some share from the trucking industry. And so they're able to outpace the volume growth.